Hi, welcome to this short briefing. We are going to talk about thrust management during taxi. Thrust management during taxi is important since it has an impact on the fuel burn and the brake temperature. Excessive thrust may lead to foreign object damage or damage due to jet blast. This is why appropriate management of thrust during taxi has a direct impact on the efficiency of your operation and safety. As reflected in Airbus standard operating procedure, little power above idle is necessary to move the aircraft on the ground. Flight crew must smoothly and symmetrically move the thrust levers until the aircraft starts to move. This is what we call the breakaway thrust. Then, once the aircraft starts moving and gets energy, idle thrust is sufficient in most cases. Idle thrust depends on some aircraft settings. In particular, when engine anti-ice is set to on, idle thrust increases in an amount such that it may no longer be necessary to move the thrust levers to reach the breakaway thrust. Environmental conditions may also influence the technique. Strong tailwind or downwind slope will enable the aircraft to move without any additional thrust. The Airbus operational documentation does not provide any value for the breakaway thrust. Indeed, this thrust depends on many parameters such as aircraft weight, taxiway slope, wind, tire pressure, and whether taxi is performed with some engine shutdown. So, what is the maximum thrust? In some cases, it may be necessary to apply a thrust higher than usual, but Airbus does not publish any maximum thrust value for the following reasons. First, such maximum thrust could be considered as a limitation, whereas it could be exceeded with no adverse effect when there is no risk of foreign object damage or no traffic. In other circumstances, such maximum thrust could be inappropriate. For example, when taxiway and shoulders are in bad condition or covered with contaminant, sand or dust, such maximum thrust could be too high and lead to damage. We rely on the pilot experience to smoothly increase thrust as appropriate to get the aircraft moving on the ground. Applying thrust higher than necessary during taxi will automatically increase the fuel burn. This increased aircraft energy will lead to an increase in brake temperature and more frequent brake applications. This will finally increase the brake wear and associated maintenance cost. In the worst case, a brake hot alert will trigger and will delay takeoff. So, what are the Airbus recommendations? First recommendation is environmental awareness. In order to adapt the thrust required for taxi and to avoid applying excessive thrust, it is important that the flight crew pay attention to the traffic and to the condition of taxiway and shoulders. First driver is the control of the aircraft speed, in particular in the case of slippery taxiway. In addition, in the case of a bad taxiway condition or presence of sand or dust, the flight crew must keep in mind the risk of ingestion that would lead to engine damage. Finally, in the case of contaminated taxiway, the flight crew must use lower thrust and taxi at lower speed. In order to avoid having to apply excessive thrust during taxi, the second recommendation is anticipation. If we take the example of a sharp turn or of an uphill slope, the flight crew must anticipate and ensure that they reach it with the appropriate speed and a thrust setting that enables keeping sufficient speed and energy to overcome it without having to apply high thrust. If the aircraft stops in such an area, the breakaway thrust may be very high. What about reduced engine taxi? In the case of single-engine taxi or two-engine taxi on 340 and 380, the flight crew must be ready to apply higher breakaway thrust to start taxi. In addition to this, in the particular case of single-engine taxi on twin-engine aircraft, with thrust available on one side only, the flight crew must keep in mind that performing a sharp turn on the side of the running engine may be difficult. It is important to anticipate this maneuver and start it with sufficient speed. This is in order to avoid having to apply excessive thrust on this engine during the turn. This is why, prior to performing reduced engine taxi, the flight crew must assess the conditions and taxi pattern. When the flight crew assesses that the anticipated turns or slopes or the taxiway condition may require excessive level of thrust, they should avoid reduced engine taxi. We also recommend that during taxi, the flight crew pay attention to the jet blast of the preceding aircraft and adapt the distance depending on the risk of damage due to the jet blast. So, to conclude, the flight crew should use minimum thrust required to move the aircraft in order to reduce the fuel burn, to avoid excessive brake temperature, and to avoid foreign object damage or damage due to jet blast. This is based on a good awareness of their environment, of the taxiway condition and the surrounding traffic. This also relies on a good anticipation of the speed required to perform some turns or overcome slopes, for example. Energy management, environmental awareness, anticipation. These are the keywords you, as an instructor, must highlight to your trainees. The bottom line is that appropriate thrust management during taxi is an element of your airline operation efficiency and safety. I hope you enjoyed this briefing, and I see you around for the next one.